Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The Taliban have captured the key Afghan city of Pul-e-Khumri, 140 miles north of the capital Kabul, giving the insurgents control of a strategic road junction. Since Friday, the Taliban has seized at least 9 provincial capitals in Afghanistan in a lightning offensive that appears to have overwhelmed government forces. According to US military assessments, Kabul could fall to the Taliban within just 90 days.
Afghan leaders have to come together.
Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden has said he does not regret his move to withdraw troops from Afghanistan, as thousands of Americans have already died.
They've got to fight for themselves, fight for their nation. The United States, I'll insist we continue to keep the commitments we made of providing close air support, making sure that their Air Force functions and is operable.
A court in China has found a Canadian businessman guilty of spying, sentencing him to 11 years in prison. Michael Spavor has been detained since 2018 after being arrested with fellow Canadian ex-diplomat Michael Kovrig. The verdict will test an already strained relationship between the Canadian and Chinese governments. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the court's sentencing was absolutely unacceptable and called for his immediate release. Meanwhile, a British man has been arrested in Germany on suspicion of spying for Russia. German federal prosecutors said the man, named only as David S., worked at the British Embassy in Berlin. He allegedly passed documents to Russian intelligence at least once in exchange for an unknown amount of money. The arrest was the result of a joint investigation by German and British authorities. Multiple fires across the Mediterranean Sea have been burning through the night, forcing hundreds of firefighters to be deployed to battle the blazes. At least 25 Algerian soldiers and 17 civilians have been killed in wildfires to the east of the capital Algiers. More than 100 fires have been reported across 17 Algerian provinces. Firefighters were also battling forest fires in the region of Calabria and on the island of Sicily in southern Italy. The fire brigade said they had carried out more than 300 interventions over the past 12 hours. Meanwhile, dangerous wildfires have reappeared near ancient Olympia, sparking public concern over the safety of the archaeological site, which is the birthplace of the modern Olympic Games. A report by human rights group Amnesty International says that the Ethiopian military and its allies are responsible for widespread sexual violence against women in Tigray. Amnesty says overwhelming evidence shows sexual violence has been rampant since the first days of the conflict. Amnesty's Secretary General said the severity and scale of the sexual crimes committed are particularly shocking, amounting to war crimes and possible crimes against humanity. Mount Etna's southeastern crater has grown in height after 6 months of activity, making Europe's tallest active volcano taller than ever. Italy's Volcano Monitoring Agency has said that Etna's youngest and most active crater has risen to a record of 3,357 metres above sea level. About 50 episodes of ash and lava erupting from the mouth of the crater since mid-February have led to a conspicuous transformation of the volcano's outline. And finally, couples chemistry has been put to the test in Hungary as husbands and wives took part in the nation's wife-carrying race. Dozens of husbands carried their wives over rough terrain and through giant muddy puddles. Couples prepare for months on end ahead of the challenging race. The wife-carrying tradition has roots in Viking lore, but was recently established in Finland, where it has taken place since the 1990s. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.